Hello, my beautiful friends. Oops. I have just been a preview to an amazing revelation, amazing understanding about energy and diet, energy and food. And in one of my previous videos, I've talked about the fact that we are not energy deficient. If anything, we have a surplus of energy. We just don't know what to do with it. And so we think that it's not enough energy, that we're tired, but it is the excess of that energy oxidizing inside of us, and it makes us tired, it makes us drowsy because we have too much unused energy inside. And on a 3D physical level, I think it can be manifested. It manifests already, not can be manifested. Sorry, I'll tell you all about it in a few moments. I'm a little excited. So on the 3D level, it manifests in us throwing away food, or our food going bad, right? Our food spoiling and going bad, us overbuying food, overabundance of energy. If you open up usually a fridge of a person in anywhere in the United States, I would say, right? In this part of the world, we're food wasters. We waste a lot of food, and it is just a manifestation of what's happening energetically inside of us. We actually have too much energy that we sometimes don't use in a timely manner, and it begins to oxidize. So all the oxidative stress, damage that we're getting, it's not like these whatever people say, like these free radicals and stuff. Well, it is, but it happens. The reason for all of that oxidative stress is that we're not using all of our energy out, everything that's coming from within, and we're actually adding more to it, and then it's just a big mess, right? We begin to the energy begins to be first like stale, and then not to rot. Energy doesn't rot. What was the word I used to use? I used it in my previous videos. I can't remember it right now, but it doesn't matter. So what I observed right now was fascinating. So I fasted yesterday. I felt amazing. Today I ate a little bit, like just slowly, whenever I feel like having something flavorful. I can't even say like whenever I'm low energy. I feel like, again, that I eat because I have too much energy, and digestion is one way that we know as human how to get rid of energy, right? Send it all to our digestive tract, so that our body is doing something and getting rid of that excess energy for us, so that that excess energy doesn't begin to rot, or whatever else you call that word. So what I've noted, what I observed right now, so throughout the day I was adding a little bit of I was snacking a little bit, just to like feel texture and flavor of the food. I think that's what I'm mostly after. It's not the energy within the food, and then if I do it right, if I do just the right amount, it sort of balances me out, right? So let's say I am inherently, I have a ton of energy, right? And sometimes I don't give it all out in a continuous, balanced way, and so I end up having excess energy. So and it makes me feel like, we call it tired, but it's not tired from lack of energy. It's tired from excess energy, right? So I guess you understand. So when that happens, you eat to help rid yourself of that excess energy that is within you, by turning on your metabolism, right? So now you need energy to digest the food. Hopefully that'll get rid of some of that excess energy that you have. Now, if you do it in a balanced way, it's a smooth transition. You're slowly getting rid of that excess energy, right? If you eat little by little, light foods, right? But if you have a little bit too much, sorry, this is passing by, and all the dogs. Should we wait? Should we not? I think we're good now. So if you have too much food, especially, well, any sort of food, but surprise, surprise, especially good food that actually does bring you energy and vitamins, then instead of turning your metabolism and ridding yourself of excess energy by turning on your metabolism, you're actually adding more energy to yourself, and it begins to oxidize. I think it also happens with the not good food either, but I think the reasoning is different, right? It's very complex. It's not like black and white. So let's say, I'll give you a good example. I was perfectly fine, and then I felt like maybe I can use a little bit of food, and I made an amazing apple and fennel salad. So fennel, I used the bulb part and I sliced it like in thin strips, and I sliced an apple in thin strips, and then I garnished it. I used fresh herbs, sage, cilantro, then the tops from fennel, and basil, and I chopped it up really finely and put it up, and that's it, nothing else. Next time I'll use a little bit of lime, I think. Maybe it'll be too much. It was perfect the way it was. I highly recommend you try. And I ate, and I reached like this perfect equilibrium, right? And that's another point, that I'm understanding that the universe is perfect. The universe always tries to bring you into equilibrium, and this is why this happens, right? So I ate perfect amount, and I was perfectly satisfied, and I was like just at the right energetic level, very balanced. And then it was so good that I was like, I'm gonna finish it, I'm gonna make more and finish it, like the other half of apple and the other half of fennel bulb. And I did it, and oh no, that's not what happened. That happened later. Before that, something else happened. On the table, I had a box of Susie's cupcakes from yesterday I bought for my kids, and one of them left like 3 little pieces, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have that too, and I knew as I was eating it, I'm like, sugar is just one of those things that throws you over the top. And immediately you feel that excess of energy, that tiredness from excess of energy, that oxidation, that that terrible feeling when you're like, don't have the capacity to hold all of this energy in, so it begins to decay. Decay is the right word. Decay within you, and this feeling of tiredness, it's like energetic decay that you're feeling. So as I ate it, I started right away, momentarily, I started feeling this energetic decay, like I added too much energy, right? So I was balanced. I had a lot of energy to begin with. I added a little bit of food to turn on my metabolism, right? And to have a little bit of flavor. And then I overdid it. And instead of just turning on my metabolism, I ended up adding more energy through the food and through the sugars in the food, and that brought my energetic level over the top, right? And then I started, this energy started just decaying, And this is what happened next, because the universe is so perfect and it will always bring you into a balance. And now that I'm thinking about previous times, it always happens like this. I was about to knit and have like a relaxing half an hour while the kids are playing outside with their friends. And guess what? The moment I know everything was peaceful and quiet, but the moment I ate that sugar, right, I have this now excess energy that's getting me drowsy. The energy within me begins to decay, and the universe is trying to bring me into balance. All of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. One of my kids is like, Mom, can you bring all the bikes up? We're gonna go play with friends. And I gave 4 bikes, so mine, my oldest sons, and my 2 kids. I gave them all to their friends so they can all ride around. And they were riding around, and they just dropped them. And one of my kids like, oh, can you pick them up? I'm on the 2nd floor, so I have to bring 4 bikes now, right? So look, the universe just manifested this for me so that I can immediately get back into balance. So it created this crazy task for me, but this is not it. It wasn't the crazy task. I mean, I'm, pretty used to bringing 4 bikes up. Let's be honest, right? Bikes up, 4 bikes down, no problem. I mean, it sucks, but I have to do it. So I come downstairs and I see that one of the bikes on the front wheel has a big piece of dog poop. And I live in an apartment building. I don't have a hose, to bring. So I have to bring like a little pot with the water 100 times downstairs to try to wash it off, and it's not coming off because I have a mountain bike and it like gets inside the tire ridges. It's all in between there and it's just a mess. So I end up spending an hour downstairs while I was supposed to be just sitting here and pleasantly knitting. I'm now spending an hour downstairs trying to get poop off my bike, and it's just not coming off, and I'm just using like everything I can and trying not to touch it, and and there we go. If I didn't eat the remains of that cupcake and didn't create by myself on my own this complete overload of energy, that task would have never manifested in the universe. It would have never came around. I would have probably been sitting and knitting now if I only stopped at that fennel solid and at that first half. But since I decided to overdo it, then because my regular state of being, just like yours is a state of balance, and the universe is always trying to balance itself out. So it said, oh, now you have so much excess energy and we don't want it to decay inside of you. So put yourself to use now. Let's go clean some poop, okay? So that's my crazy observation, revelation, understanding. Basically, hi Sinok. I hope you're not in your underwear. I'm recording. Okay. Oh, cool. My son. So that's it. Yeah, I basically see it so clearly. It literally like plays out right in front of my eyes as I'm contemplating on this. And from my previous video, if you look back at it, and I'm saying that, okay, we all have enough energy, or I'm actually saying that we have too much energy, that we don't have enough imagination or enough like things of how to use up that energy, right? Or enough capacity to hold extra energy. So we're trying to burn it. We're trying to burn it through adding extra food, through turning on our metabolism, through draining this extra energy into the astral realm through our sleep, right? Because we're just like, we need to actually enter into a different dimension to because the space around us, our immediate 360 just is overfilled. So we need to switch layers of dimension to switch different dimensions to get rid of excess energy. That's why I think astral realm exists in the first place. It's just our extra energy, you know, created this most immediate extra layer, right, within the layers that where people can go to rid of themselves of this excess energy. Now, also, of course, through sex, I mean, we're pretty limited, I think, in ways that we can get rid of this energy. Gym, sex, food, what else? Not much, right? Like riding a bike or something like that. So so the universe is helping us out by creating all these fun tasks like, oh, well, I know you're not going to go exercise, right? So I'm talking about myself, right? But you know, here's some extra stuff for you to clean up for the next hour to get rid of this energy that you are not supposed to consume. You consumed, now spend it. Now, again, yeah, I think it's absolutely incredible the piece that how I say that we have this excess energy all the time, and then if you look at food as energy and then check your eating habits and how you treat food, it's a good indicator of how much energy you have within you. If you have a refrigerator full of food that usually molds up or goes rancid and you have to throw it away, the same exact thing is happening on your energetic level. You are probably have so much energy that you're not using in a balanced way. You're not using in the right time, and therefore you end up oxidizing or going into this decaying state where all sorts of things, imbalanced things begin to happen, where things begin to decay within your physical body, right? Or in your fridge, right? Everything is like a continuum, right? One is just a representation of the other. It's just one is spherical, another one is is the same thing but as a pyramid, and then the next layer of reality is the same exact thing but it's linear, and we don't recognize those patterns that well yet, so sometimes it's hard to say, but everything is a representation of everything else within you. So look at your immediate 360, study your food intake. How much do you throw away? And that's going to be a good answer, good indicator for you what is happening regularly on your energetic level. All right, I hope this was clear. I'm sorry, I'm like out of breath. I'm super hyper. I ate 3 little tiny pieces of the remains of my son's cupcake, and this is what it does, right? And I've also been cleaning poop downstairs for like an hour, going up and down with like this little bucket of water and just pouring it and pouring it and pouring it, and nothing is happening. And I'm rubbing it with like you don't need to know. Okay, I love you. Bye.